Connecting the legs to the pelvis used to be a big struggle when drawing the figure. I broke down this area into simple forms like I was taught, but it still didn't click. There was still a disconnect. And what about when the legs move around in all kinds of crazy poses? How do I keep my drawings from falling apart? In this video, I'll show you a simple trick I learned to master this area for good. It's one that you've been walking around with all this time without even realizing. So I invite you to take out your pencil and paper and let's get to work. To build solid structure in your figure drawings, especially around the pelvis area, there is one connection you must get right: how the legs fit into the pelvis. The simplest way to do that? Use the underpants form. In part 1, we broke down how to construct it, from a flat view to full 3D. If you missed that, please don't freak out. Check the link in the description below. Now that you've got the construction down, let's dive into how to apply it, so your drawings don't just look good, they will feel solid. The first common error is connecting the thighs directly to the top of the underpants form. It might seem logical, but anatomically, it's a misstep. Why? Because it breaks the anatomical structure of the pelvis and upper leg by placing the thigh joint too high. Look closely. There is actually a gap between the top edge of the underpants and the thigh sockets. That space isn't empty. Later, when you dive into anatomy, you'll find muscles occupying that zone. So, if you skip it, you'll run into trouble. Guaranteed. Another pitfall is placing the thigh sockets too low. This again throws off the structure in this area. The thighs will look disjointed. The fix? Observation. Careful, consistent study of real bodies. The answers are always in reality. That's why we hammer home the importance of doing studies. Lots of them. Now, here's something subtle but crucial. Don't leave a gap between the pelvis form and the thighs when drawing structure. The human body isn't a collection of floating parts. It's a fluid, connected system. In the force drawing methods, we teach our students to think of the body like a 3D puzzle. Each piece fits into the next. So when you use the underpants form, make sure the thighs plug into their sockets. That is what gives your drawing a sense of connectivity and fluidity. Each body part flows seamlessly into the next. Quick tip: avoid tapering the crotch area into a sharp point. It might feel like a shortcut, but it will put your thighs in a, well, tight spot. Instead, give that area some width, like actual underwear. It's a small tweak, but it makes a big difference in how the legs flow out of the pelvis and will give a more natural look to your drawing. Alright, now that you know what not to do, let me show you a trick that will instantly boost the sense of structure in your drawings. It's simple, but powerful. Let's take a look. If you're enjoying the content of this video, please leave a like, share it with your artist friends, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any exciting updates. There is a powerful technique that can instantly improve your structural drawing. It's called drawing through the form, or just drawing through for short. It means drawing objects as if you can see through them, like they're made of glass. For example, imagine you're drawing a wooden box. Instead of just sketching the visible edges, you draw through the box, meaning you visualize and lightly sketch in the hidden edges as well. This gives you a clearer understanding of the form as a whole. It's like building a 3D model in your minds, one you can rotate and manipulate. Of course, this takes practice, so if it feels awkward at first, don't worry, stick with it. Your visual memory and spatial awareness will grow. Now, let's apply this to the underpants form. Sometimes, one of the thigh sockets is hidden, like in this photo. Instead of guessing, draw through. Visualize that hidden socket and sketch it in. Then attach the thigh to it. Without drawing through, it's easy to misplace the thigh. I see this all the time. Students randomly drop the leg onto the page without checking if it really connects into its sockets. The result? A broken structure. The figure loses its sense of solidity in this area. So, do your drawings a favor. Always draw through. It's one of the simplest ways to strengthen your structure and make your figures feel solid. Next, let's look at the major benefit of using the underpants form. One of the most powerful benefits of using the underpants form is that it gives you a fixed connection point for the legs, the thigh sockets. These sockets act like anchors. No matter what position the legs are in, they always connect to the same points on the pelvis. That consistency is key to maintaining structure, especially when your character is in a dynamic pose. Once you understand this, you'll start to feel more confident drawing legs in all kinds of positions. You won't be second-guessing whether the anatomy holds up, because you'll know exactly where the legs are supposed to attach. That's a huge win for structure. Let's say you're drawing a character as flexible as Spider-Man. He's flipping through the air, crouching in extreme poses, legs bent at wild angles. Without a clear understanding of where the legs connect, it's easy to lose control of the drawing. But when you use the underpants form, and specifically the thigh sockets, you can bend, twist, and stretch those legs as much as you want to, and still keep proper structure, like I'm doing in these quick sketches. An excellent example that comes to mind is Todd McFarlane's version of Spider-Man. Back in the day, his drawings of Spidey were legendary. The poses were wild, limbs flying everywhere, but somehow the structure always held together. As a kid, I remember staring at those drawings, wondering how he pulled it off. It felt like magic. But now we know it's not magic, it's smart construction. Those thigh sockets were doing a lot of the heavy lifting. And this doesn't just apply to superheroes. Whether you're drawing dancers, martial artists, or just someone sitting cross-legged, the principle is the same. The thigh sockets give you a reliable anchor point. They're your guide for how the legs should rotate and move around the pelvis. Here's something else to keep in mind. The more extreme the pose, the more tempting it is to fudge the structure. But that's exactly when you need to lean into it. Use the underpants form to check your connections. Are the legs still plugged into the sockets? Is the pelvis still supporting the movement? If the answer is yes, your drawings will feel solid, even if the pose is wild. And don't worry if it feels tricky at first. Like anything else in drawing, this takes practice. You might start out with stiff poses or awkward connections, but the more you study and apply this concept, the more natural it will feel. Eventually, you'll be able to draw complex poses without even thinking about it, because the structure will have become second nature. So keep at it. Push your poses. Challenge yourself to draw figures in motion, and let the underpants form be your guide. With time and repetition, you'll master this area of the body like the pros, and your drawings will thank you for it. If you want more in-depth education, please visit drawingforce.com. There you can sign up for mentorships, memberships, courses, and so much more. See you there!